Can anyone confirm that he can see my screen?
Yes.
Thank you, Ziad.
Yes, we can see you.
Thank you. Okay. This first 2 or 3 sessions, it will be like an overview just to make sure that all of us, we know the basics of navigation, selection, opening a file, the workflow and the concept that we are trying to build. So this is very important sessions. You can get back to it anytime you want. It will be like a book, a handbook for us. Last time we spoke about building information modeling introduction. We went through the basics very quick because there is a separate session for that. We did it before the 3 weeks. Anyone want this video? He can ask Mr. Faisal. He can support in this video. Then we start explaining about Revit itself, how Autodesk is investing in these softwares. Where are we right now? How we can access the information of the free information that Autodesk website is providing. As I said last time, we can open the help in the Autodesk. We can access uh, most of the commands and let me say like most of the questions we can find it there, but it's like you have to read it, so it's a little bit boring. That's why there is visual courses, so we can see and practice at the same time. Then we have spoke about the Revit element hierarchy. It is very important to understand what is the Revit element hierarchy, starting from category to family, type, and instance. Then we get through the user interface, the recent file screen, what included in the recent file screen. Then we open an Revit file and get familiar more with the user interface. Today, we will speak about the navigation in the Revit itself and selection. We will explain what is the meaning of accessing multi-user project using the work sharing. And we will start a project from template, and we will see what is the concept of template. And we will see if we have the time, we will speak a bit about the keyboard shortcuts. I think everyone received the email I sent yesterday regarding the keyboard shortcuts. Let me just open it quickly. I will get back to it later on. Fine. This is a file from Autodesk for the default keyboard shortcuts. You know, everyone as using CAD in daily basis, we don't use the commands from the ribbon. We try to use the keyboard to do the modeling commands faster. For example, if you want to build a wall in Revit, it's better to press WA instead of pressing the wall itself. So I will get back to this one at the end of our session today. So let me open a Revit file to start the navigation today. I will open this advanced sample, which is already built in the project. This is, as everybody can remember, this is the recent file interface. I will just remind quickly, we can press this back button to take us to the standard. If there is open project, for example, here I will close everything. If we press this back button, it will take us to the Revit default standard interface. If you want to get back to the recent file screen, here we can see home, we can press it, and Revit also giving us also an option to know what is the shortcut for every command or tool in the ribbon. For example, here in the quick access, we have the home. So we can press the home. It will take us back to the recent screen. So then Don't get afraid if you suddenly press like this and you want to get back to the recent file. Just press the home button here. I will open the sample project, which is built in the Revit. And I will speak about the navigation. This is the view you see when you open this file. As we spoke last time about the project browser, it is like categories, like views, legend, schedule, sheet. We will go deeply explaining each one of these categories. As of now, let me see that the concept is Revit is about the views itself. Later on, how we will organize these views. So mainly as an architect, we have the floor plan, ceiling, 3D view. So let me open the blank 3D view, which is the default one, not as a view here. We can press this default 3D view here. I will press. As we all see, it takes us to the full default 3D view in the Revit. I will speak about the zoom criteria in Revit. We have the wheel in the mouse. We can roll in to zoom, roll in to zoom out, same like any software. And if we want to zoom in a specific area, it is only enough to highlight the object or just to be near to it, like put the indicator of the mouse here. For example, if I put the indicator of the mouse here, if I roll in, it will take me to this area. If I roll out, it will take me back to where I was. Or if I highlighted this wall here, it's highlighted already. I can zoom in to this wall, zoom out. This will ease the experience while using daily Revit, because you will not uh, you will not think about this in the future. This is only at the beginning, only the first, second time you open Revit. You will think about how you will do this zoom in, zoom out thing. It is very common and easy, and you will reach a moment that same like AutoCAD, same like any other software, you will not think about how you are doing that. The other most important daily zoom thing you need, or let me call it orbit. You will press the scroll button along with shift. So if you see that the indicator of the mouse changed, if only I press the wheel button, it's like a pan, same like AutoCAD. It's only a pan. Zoom in, zoom out, and this is the pan command. If I press the scroll and shift, the indicator changed to the orbit. So I can move all around the building. And when I press randomly anywhere in the working space, it will move randomly as well. If we want to orbit around an object, for example, this door, we will select this door by left click, then we will press scroll with orbit, and we will see that we are orbiting around this door. If we didn't select this door, I will deselect pressing escape, and I will orbit like this, and we will see that it's orbiting around the area which I hold, not around the door itself. Let me go back to the home. We will press right click, and we will see that here we have 3 zoom options, that it is also we will use it in our daily work better than randomly zoom in and zoom out and all these things. Let me go to a plan view, and we will test that together. Okay, this is a plan view for our project. I will right click in the working space, and I will press on zoom in region. You see it's the indicator changed. we will open a square around the area that we want to zoom in. We call it region. So if you see that I want to zoom in into this part of building, so I press left, then I hold the mouse. I will press on the right. If we see now we are zoom in region. I will do it again. Zoom in region. I will open a box to make the region that I want. Now we are more zoomed into this area. Last time I will try this. I want to zoom into this office only. I will press zoom in region and I will open to this office. We see now the office is back to where it was. Now if we want to go back to where we was, simply we want to go back to the fit view, simply we can press zoom to fit. It will take us to the default view or fitting the available workspace within the screen. I will zoom in again to show you, sorry, I will zoom again manually. Manually, we can zoom, roll in, roll out. I zoom in here because this is the easiest way to zoom. This is what we will use all the time. Zoom in, zoom out. It's just only enough to indicate an object or a family to zoom in and zoom out. This is the easiest way to zoom in Revit. And using the pan, we will move around the view where we are right now. There is a command also, it's not that much used, but we might use it sometimes, which is the third option, which will take us, same as mentioned, it is zoom out 2 times. So it will take us out by 2 times. It is just as mentioned. There is another trick how to zoom fit, easier than doing the right click then zoom to fit. We can press the wheel button 2 times. It will take us back to the fit view. I think this is the most practical zoom to fit, which we will use it in our daily work. So using the wheel button, we will do the zoom in, zoom out, and we will double click on the wheel button, so it will take us to zoom to fit. We can use also zoom in region to zoom in a specific area in the model. Okay, let me now go to the view ribbon, and as you remember last time, we make the windows as a tile view. Now we are in the tab view. Let me go to the tile view, and I will just randomly zoom in the all the views. If we click here, sorry, if we click here, we will see that there is also more zoom option. For example, here, this is the same, zoom in region. This is zoom out 2 times, which is the same. Zoom to fit also, which is the same. But if we press zoom to fit, it will only zoom to fit this view, which is the parking area, a 3D view from the parking area. Let me zoom in again and let me show you the other one. If we press here, we will have another option which is called zoom all to fit. This will make sure that all the open views in Revit go back to the fit option. Let me go back to now to tile view. Sorry, let me just randomly make a mess. If we see here, this is the navigation bar. We will press here. We see that if I press directly on the if I open the arrow again and I press on zoom all to fit, as we see, nothing changed. Why? because since that is checked, the zoom all to fit, you see here the shortcut for that command, it's already here. So we can just press now the latest thing that which we used last time, which was the zoom all to fit. We will just click here. We will see that now all the views are back to the fit view. As we see here, there is the cube navigation in the Revit, which is also in all the other software. There is a lot of way to use this cube. For example, if we just highlight this circle and drag it, we will see that it is orbiting without moving up and down. It's like limited orbit. It will just orbit right and left. And as you see here, there is the pivot indication. We will just go right and left. It cannot goes up and down. If we want to do that, we can highlight the edge of the cube, and now it is started to go all the direction. If we want to be more specific, also we can do that from the corner itself. We can choose the corner. This is an easy way to navigate for beginners. We can follow the cube, which will help us to navigate all around the project if we are in the 3D view. As you see here as well, we can see top, front, right. If we press on it, we will see that it took us to the top view in the 3D view. Keep in mind that this is not a top view, it's the top view in the 3D view. And also we can go to the right. We can go back to the perspective by pressing the corner. We can do front. We can go corner again. We can also go to the bottom. I don't know if anyone would use a bottom. But the easiest and the practical way while using daily Revit, it's to orbit using the wheel along with the shift. So this is the easiest and more practical way, better than using this cube. We don't use this cube much daily. So we will select an object, we will zoom in, we will try to orbit around this object. We will deselect using the escape button. Then we will pan using the wheel. And so I think now we have covered all the navigation of Revit. Let me go to another important topic. I will go to a floor plan view. Now, the second most important topic in Revit that also once you used to do it, you will not ever think about it. That is the how to select an items in Revit. Simply, you can select an object by clicking on it. It is the most easiest way to select an object. And you can deselect using the modify tool. You can deselect using the escape button, and also you can deselect by pressing anywhere in the workspace if there is no an object here. So let me bring the indicator of the mouse near to any object. For example, this object. Move it away from the view. If we can see on the left bottom corner, we can read three or four messages. First one is click to select, which we did before. Now, tab to alternate, control to add, shift to unselect. I will move my indicator back to the door. I will click on the door. This is to select. I will deselect in the escape button. Then I will use the tab on the keyboard, I will not hold it like this. No, I will just press 1, 2, 3. I will move my indicator here. I am seeing that I can select a lot of items while putting the indicator in one place. Also, I can try another example by putting the mouse here. As of now, it is highlighting the wall. I didn't select anything. I will press tab. It will show us that it is selecting. This is, for example, it's structural framing. Now, this is the chain of walls and lines which is around the building. This is the structural beam here. Also, we can see that it's now selecting the stair. So it's very important to know that escape, our left hand should always stay when we are using Revit on these two buttons. Escape for deselect and tab for moving between the objects. If we press the tab, we will see this view, which is not, we cannot select anything like this. We just press it each one time. We will see that we can identify what is the object that we want to select in this time. For example, here I want to select this wall. So now the wall is highlighted. Simply I can press the wall and we will see that in the properties that this is the basic wall. Again, for your recap, here the wall is the category, basic wall is the family, interior 138 millimeter partition, this is the type. This is, I'm just recapping the information about the Revit element hierarchy. We start in the category, family, and type. Let me fit the view into by pressing the wheel button 2 times. And now we will speak about the box selection, which most of the people who is using the AutoCAD, this is very easy to understand. There is two type of box selection. One of them we called it solid edge box. It is coming when we open from left to right. This is an solid edge box. All anything within that box will be selected. This is solid edge box. Anything within that box will be selected. I will now remove the mouse and I will see that everything is selected. Again, I will zoom in here. Only the thing that is within this solid edged box will be selected. The other type is when we drag from right to left, we will see the dashed edge box, same as when we use AutoCAD. We will see that it is selecting anything that is touched by the box. We see that it's selected a lot of things that touch this box. Let me deselect again and I will do it one last time. I want to select the things that are touched within this box. We will see. If I want to now to deselect any item, as you see here, shift unselect, control to add. This is also very important to know. So as I said, our left hand will stay on the keyboard in the escape tab, and now we will add the two buttons, which is the control and shift. So basically our left hand will stay at this area and will move to the area where we will write the commands only. So let me do it again, for example. So here I just open a solid edged box. We will see that it's selected everything within the box here. This is selected everything that is outside the box. I want to unselect the grids. So I will hold the press to the shift I will see that the mouse indicator now has a minus. If we press shift a lot of time, we will have a message. Again, if we press the shift and hold it, we will see that the mouse indicator showing minus. Now we can deselect by pressing one time, or we can deselect by using also the same. Now we deselected all the grids. I want to select, to add to my selection the section indicator. I will press Ctrl. Once I press the Ctrl, we can see that the indicator showing the plus icon. So shift to unselect, and Ctrl to select. Select the wall, select the door, select this wall, this wall, this wall. All this wall I selected by holding the Control button. Now to deselect, I will hold and press the Shift key. We see now we can deselect and go back to the door. One more important thing to know, that when I select a couple of doors, when we go to the properties here, we will see that it is two doors selected. Now I will select another door. We will see that this is another type of door, but here in the category, it keeps showing doors, but in the families, it is mentioning multiple families selected. I will add to my selection also these walls. Now we will see that under our selection, it is a lot of items that are not belonging to the same category. This is just to confirm that the category concept is very important in Revit. That's why the category you cannot modify, the category you cannot add or move. This is the default category installed in the Revit. I will add to my selection this wall tag, this room tag, and this window tag. We see now that it is multiple categories selected. I am deselecting always using the escape button, or there is another way we can deselect using the modify button. Now I want to speak about another important concept in the selection. For example, I want to select all the doors that is in this part of the building. For sure, we will not do like this. It will take from us 10 minutes, useless 10 minutes. We can do it in another way. For sure, we will not do this every time we want to select a category. So this is an important thing to understand, that we can open a box like this, and there is important uh, tool in Revit called filter. What does this filter do? It is categorize your selection based on the Revit category. So for example, I want to select the doors in this area, so I will press on the filter. And here we can see that all these checked items are within our selection when we open the dashed box. So now we can check one by one, or we can press here, check none. So it will deselect all the things that we don't want. And I will keep only our doors. So everything is unselected, only the doors is selected. Then I will press OK. We see now that 11 doors is selected, and it is multiple family selection. I will do it again, and now I will not do it to the doors. I will choose the window. So I will open dashed box all around this part of the building. I will press the filter. I will check none. I will go down, search for the windows. I will press windows. Then I will press OK. As we see now that six windows are selected, and it is from the same family and also from the same type. Okay. It is very important to know and understand that you should be very comfortable with the selection because this is will increase your productivity while using Revit daily. So it's important to open and file and try to do all this selection before we start doing any modeling scope. This is will increase even if most of you or some of you started training previously and know most of this basic. Sometimes repeating the information another time, it will make sure that the selection and navigation subject is closed and you can now open any when you work while working at Revit, you know that when I want to select these doors, I will just open like this. I will filter, check none, doors. This is will increase and decrease the unnecessary time spent on doing manual things. Anyone has questions as of now? Or it's a boring session? Abdelilah, do you have any question?
No, Malin, it's okay.
Chris, can we hear your voice? I think Chris is not with us. Jonas, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any questions or this selection and navigation part is easy for you?
Yeah, I have a question for now. For
Mm.
example, you have a SketchUp file. You can directly import in Revit, same like a can.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
For example, you have a SketchUp file.
Mm.
You can directly import in Revit, same like a can.
This is another subject. This is very good subject. Thank you. But this is another
Yeah.
topic. We will speak about it later when we explain the concept of import and linked files. So this is
Yeah.
later stage. You will have your answer that time.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you for your question. Romel, how are you, Romel?
Hi, fine.
How's everything?
Good, good.
I think you know most of these topics in the first two sessions, but I just want to make sure that if you have any questions, you can raise it anytime. And if you want to ask about more things, also feel free to ask.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, thank
One,
you.
yeah,
Tell me, tell me.
yes. This is different question. Because sometimes, in when I'm opening the Revit, it's like some interface is not there.
Hmm.
That's it. So I don't know if it depends on the on the version or
What you mean by the interfaces?
it's like
Give me an example. You can see my screen right now.
wait, I'll check it. Wait.
You can guide me.
Because
And if you
some of
have,
the
mm,
yeah,
mm,
it's like the upper part, like sometimes in my navigation it's different.
maybe it's depend on the version you it's installed with you.
Yeah,
Let me
I think
see.
so.
Let me see after the course once we finish today's session because I still
Sure,
have
sure.
two topics to speak. You can share me your screen and we will speak about these issues. No problem.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Ahmad, hello.
Yes,
Yeah, I have a doubt. Can you show me again the filtering for the
for sure, Mansoor.
separate?
Yes.
Because
If you want
I,
10 times.
please, thank you.
Okay. If we want to select all the doors, for example, in this level, we can just easiest way is to select everything,
Okay.
go to the filter part.
Where is the
As we
filter
see
part?
that now, here, up in the
Up in the
modify.
file.
I will
Okay.
close, I will close, I will go back again,
Again.
don't worry.
Yeah.
Now we are in the view tab. Even if I am in the architecture tab, or even if I am in the modify tab,
Yeah.
now I am not selecting everything. How you know that I am not selecting everything? If you look at the properties here, I'm in a floor plan.
Yep.
So always when looking at the properties, we know that if we are selecting an object or we are not selecting an object. Like this, we understand and we know if we are selecting or unselecting an object. The easiest way to know, just press escape and go back to the workspace. So again, I will do the solid edge box. Once I finish the selection, it will automatically be shown here, because when you select an item, it will take you directly to the modify tool,
Oh.
and you will see that here the warning and selection, it's highlighted in green color. This is
Yep.
means that it's related to the selection that you have made. And it means that you make a command to select some of the objects. Once you did that, these two features will add to the modify. So here we can press the filter button, simply check
Okay.
none, and
Okay.
then only select the doors.
Yeah, because last time I didn't see the filter button is there.
No
I didn't
worries.
notice that. Okay.
No
Yeah,
worries.
I
Now we
understood.
can see the
Mhm.
category is the doors as explained. Now 38 doors is selected. And since these doors are not the same family, so the properties will understand that this is a multiple family selected.
Yeah.
I will press now anywhere in the drawing space just to deselect. And now we will see that it goes back to the architecture ribbon. It goes
Mhm.
back to the properties default, which is the floor plan. And if we go to the modify, we will not find the filter or even the warnings. Why?
You're not
Because
selected.
that two tools will be appear once you make a selection. Yani
Ah,
you will make a
okay.
selection once you make filter. We will speak about more advanced filter
Okay.
features in the future in detail once we use to do the overrides, and in the visibility and the graphic also we can turn on and turn off the object. Yes, Engineer Ahmed, we happy to hear from you. I think you raise your hand, Ahmed Amr.
Yeah, but I think Mr. Zubair came first.
No
But
problem.
but anyways, uh, hello everyone. I just would
Hi.
like to know if I would like to select, like, you selected the whole doors. What if
Hmm.
I want to select doors with the same family but not the other doors?
What do you mean by that?
I mean, like, I have 10 doors. Maybe five of them are same and five are not.
Very,
I want to.
Wallahi, very good question. Thank you for asking that, because I miss this in my explanation. Simply, we can do it by, for example, I need all the doors that similar to the 124, which is for the preparation and dishes. I will select this door. I will right click. Then I will mention here, select all instances. There is two options. I can select all the instances in the full project, or all the instances in the visible in this view. And it will select all the doors that are similar to this door type in this view. Now I will press visible in the view. As we all see, it's selected 21 doors with the same type, simply by just doing that. I will do this in another door. Now, for example, I have the 1, 2, 3 door. I will select this door. We can see now that it is only one door. I will press right click. Then I will go down to select all instances visible in the view. We see now that in the full view only there is two doors. If we search of the highlight, we can see that these door and these door are on the same exact type. And this is another door type which is not the same. I think
Okay, thank you.
I covered this point, right?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you for your question. Mr. Zubair, Hi, Zubair. I think you have one question. You raise your hand.
Maybe forget to close that.
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, I want to ask, let's suppose if our model is in group shape, on one click we can select the whole model. So this technique, what you used, the filter technique, is still working in that condition that because on one click we are choosing the whole model. So how we can filter?
I
Like if
didn't
I
get
would
your point. What do you mean by group?
group mean on one click you can select the whole building.
Uh, Let me just clarify one point.
Yeah.
You are speaking about group itself or a linked model?
That's cool. If we import the model from SketchUp in the Revit, it's in model shape, and we want to select only doors. So from that group we can choose or filter
That's
the doors.
why,
Yeah.
thank you for your question. I really appreciate your question and efforts. In our previous session, the most important thing I explained is the category concept of the Revit. Once you said that it's a SketchUp model, Revit is not understanding if there is categories in SketchUp. SketchUp is a 3D modeling software. So if I go back to the presentation which I prepared last time, let me open it. Computer don't understand that this model is wall. Doesn't know what is this. This is a bunch of lines, dots, and faces. However, in a Revit model, it understand the category. So for example, if you want to select a group that it is linked in this model, but it is a SketchUp model, you cannot use the filter option because he cannot recognize the categories. Okay.
All right, engineer. Thank you.
Thank you. Later on in the course, we will speak more about the filter, advanced filter options that we can have in the visibility graphics and a lot of things. Now I will speak about two quick topics. If again, I will repeat that here that there is a small button for close inactive views. For example, here I have 3 views within the same project. I don't want to close it manually one by one. Let me reopen 10 views, for example. I don't want to close it one by one. I want to keep only the entry level and close all the other tabs. Simply, I will press here, close inactive views. As we see now, all the tabs are cleared. Let me go to a subject which is the options, Revit options. I will try to modify just a small thing and I will keep the default setting. If we go to the file here, there is the options button. It is good to know that Revit automatically give us a notification that, which is very good, to remind us to save every 30 minutes. We can modify this based on our personal preference. What we prefer to save every 15 minutes, 30 minutes. And this is also related to the file size that we are using right now. For example, in huge files, the save will take around 1 minute to 2 minutes. And in small files, it will take around just 1 second. So it's good to know that autosave or save reminder to come every 30 minutes. We will not change that. We will keep it as default. And also when we start using the work sharing environment that inshallah we will explain it in the future. It's good to know that you need to synchronize with central each how many minutes. So as of now, I will not change here anything. I will keep the default setting. What I will change, to be honest, is the view option here. Default view discipline, I prefer always to keep it as, since we are doing architectural and ID, I always prefer keep this to the architectural tab. What else? Here in the user interface, we will keep sure that everything is selected, except the infrastructure tools that we are not using it. As I mentioned in the email today, that Revit has a shortcuts guide for all the elements. This file is shared with everyone. Once we start practicing the modeling tools, we can save the shortcut for the object that we are modeling frequently, and we don't have to save it. That DI align dimension DL. No, we will not do like this. But the common used commands, as we call it in AutoCAD, or the common use things in Revit, we will just buy time. For example, the WA, we will use it always. DI, we will use it always. DL, we will use it always. Spot elevation, not that much. Adjust analytical model, not that much. So we will save the things that it will be benefit for us every day. And as you see here, it is under categories: create, manage, modify. The modify is similar to what we are using in AutoCAD: copy, mirror, offset. It is the same method. We will go through it in our sessions. And this is most of the shortcuts. In the option, we can also make our personal shortcuts. We can customize by doing personal shortcuts for us. I don't advise this in the beginning. I advise this in the advanced stage. So as of now, we will keep here everything as it is. We will not change everything. I just want to mention that there is here also an option to customize your preferences. Then at the end here, we have the visual experience. And here, if we click this box, it will increase the computer understanding or the graphic understanding to the file. I recommend doing that always. For example, if we had an issue while navigating or thing, you can just unclick it again by going to the option user interface and unclicking the box here. I will not speak today about the graphics or the hardware because it's not that much. We prefer using the default colors because this is designed for our eye health. You can customize it as well and change the background from black to white. Each one has his preference, but it is always keep mention that keep these colors to the default setting because we will not change these things. It is also preferred to do it in the advanced stage. I will just speak about the file location, which is related to the recent file interface. For example, here, this is the default templates that are built within the software. This is the default. When we press new, this is what we see. Let me do it. I will go back to the recent file interface by pressing this home button. Then when I go to the models category, when I press new, here we will see that there is template files. And as we can see, it is in order. The first one is construction, architecture, structural, and so. We can change this order by going back to the options, file location, then we can make the architectural one go to the move row up. As we see now, the architectural is the first. The second is the construction template. And so here also it is like a default path for the user files. We can change this also in the future. default path for the family template file. This is an automatic thing in the Revit, which is where is the location of the template file. And point cloud, this is an advanced thing that is related to the point cloud and survey for an existing buildings. Other than this, I will not change anything. I will press OK to save the options. I will speak quickly about a concept that it will be explained more in the future, which is the work sharing files. If we go back to the home screen, as you see here, if you open now your home screen, you will see these two files, I think other two files, and you will not see any indicator here. In my current stage, you will see that here there is a small indication for a cube. And once we put our mouse, we will see that this is an central model. Okay, so this is the when we are working on a small project, we will work based on the server or the current server or even the hardware of the software, the hardware of the computer, sorry. So we will do one Revit file, we will save it locally, we will share it, for example, even if there is other disciplines, and it will be same like the case here. However, in the big projects, it's not advised to do that. So there is always a criteria to work on a central model, and there is always local files. It is also not advised to work on the central model directly. We will speak about how we will do central model, how we will work on the local files, but this is just a quick concept about what is central model. You can consider it as, and you can imagine it same like when you have an host file in the AutoCAD and you have 3 xref in the CAD. It's similar to that concept, but it's more deeper the value of that. So accessing accessing a work sharing project, it requires several understandings. So let me just open this indication here, and we will see that there is 3 types of models or 3 types of work sharing. The first one, as we said, it's central model, and it's like putting a file in the server and everyone can access this file. And the most important thing that we should create a new local from this central model, since we will not work on the central model directly. Once we create our local file, we will work on this local file and we will synchronize with central each a couple of a period that will be discussed between all the teams that agreed that, for example, everyone who is working on this file has to synchronize end of business, close of business. So this will be agreed in the team itself. This is the case when it is the central model within the server. For example, now we have the ACC, which is a cloud-based, common data environment, which is like the Google Drive for the BIM. So this is our server, and once we make the central file in the server, we will see that there is, in addition to the work sharing button, there is also a cloud button. So this is mean that this is a work sharing cloud model. Finally, this is only a cloud model, that a model saved on the cloud, but it doesn't have the work sharing feature. Lastly, this is a model saved within the local files. This is a quick overview to the types of the work sharing that we will face in the future in Revit. I know that already we took 56 minutes. I was planning to finish also 2 more topics, datum files. So just let me speak about how to open a project from a template files quickly, and we will continue in our next session. Our next session, it will be a little bit longer than today and the previous day. We will try to go through the datum elements, and we will try to do the first modeling basics. So this is our, we will start putting our hands in the Revit itself. So now let me close this project. Now I am in the recent file screen. I want to start a new project. This is the screen, what we see when we are in Revit. So when we want to work on a project in Revit, we will go to the models here and we will press new to create a new project. But it is very important to know that working with Revit is like starting from a template. So in our case, we have to choose the template that we want to work. In companies, usually we prepare a template that it is suitable to the company itself. And I will now open two templates and I will show you the difference between the templates. For example, I will just open a new project from this architectural template, and here just make sure that the project is clicked, not a project template, and then we will press OK. It will take us to a blank file with a very minimum features that it is very basics for starting any project. For example, here, as we can see, there is ready views for level 1, level 0, level 1, and ceiling, 3D view, which is a blank 3D view, nothing in it, elevations, and some door legends, key plan. This is a built-in architectural template that has very minimal features. We will go back to level 0 and we will close all these tabs. I will close this project. We will not save it. We didn't do anything. And I will show you, if I open another template, what will be the differences. I will go to a construction template and press OK. This is just an example of what might be the changes in the template. We didn't find any changes here. It's okay. Let me open a file from another template, which I prepared for this course. Training 23, 32. I have this commercial default metric. Just to remind everyone that the file extension for template file is the RTE. We will see now that there is a bit huge difference when we start this new project from this exact template. As we see here, there is more prepared views for other views, for example, site plan, roof framing, foundations, and also there is bunch of ready sheets that it is already built in within this template. So it's very good to understand that template will increase the productivity, and we can add all the settings that we are using every day instead of doing it one time. One last thing to mention, if we notice now, when we see this cube near to the views, it is two indication. One is like a gray and one is blue. So when it is blue, it is mean that this view has been used in an active sheet. And the other one, which is the gray one, it is not being used in an active sheet. So it is good to know that when it is blue, means that this is view, it is on an active sheet. For example, I will go to the A4. And as we see here that we have already two built-in views within this sheet. How to know also that? I will just maximize it, and I will see that here there is two views within this sheet. It is good to know that there is categories in the project browser. It is starting from the views, legend, schedules, and sheets. And this is also can be managed in the project template itself. So I think we covered all the points that we need to hear. Today we took around nearly 1 hour. We started from the view navigation and we open a project from the template file just for an example. In our next session, we will start in the datum elements. This is the most important thing to know in Revit. And some of the modeling basics, we will see based on our timing on Friday what we can cover in our session. So please feel free to ask any question. I know I took 2 extra minutes from your time, so I wish today was not a boring day for you, gentlemen and ladies. So if you have any question, please raise your hand or just you can unmute and speak directly. Thank you everyone for your time. I'm waiting for any question.
Thank you.
Thank you, engineer.
Thank you, engineer. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.